We all experience moments of darkness, despair, and hopelessness in our lives. Whether it's navigating through failure, regretting past mistakes, facing challenging circumstances, or experiencing feelings of loneliness and confusion, during those difficult times, it may seem challenging to find any hope for the future. However, this book strives to provide guidance and inspiration during difficult times. In these pages, you'll discover valuable lessons and profound insights that can help you transform despair into triumph. You will discover techniques to release past regrets, redefine yourself beyond failures, and protect your mind and speech from negative thoughts and words that only foster more hopelessness. What's really important is realizing that genuine hope isn't just a temporary emotion that depends on external factors, but a steadfast mindset rooted in faith. There is always a reason to hope as long as you still have breath in your lungs. These lessons will show you how to find strength, perseverance, and hope in sources beyond yourself, even in your most challenging moments. This book offers inspiration for those who are facing various challenges, such as overcoming past trauma, dealing with spiritual darkness, battling discouragement, or feeling stuck in a seemingly hopeless situation. The journey ahead may present challenges, but as you apply these lessons, you have the potential to experience a profound personal transformation. You will gain the strength to overcome seemingly impossible challenges and the unwavering optimism needed to transform despair into victory. Lesson 1. Dwelling on past regret gets you nowhere. Martha let out a deep sigh as she looked through the worn photo album, memories of past regrets overwhelming her thoughts. At her college graduation, she proudly held her diploma, filled with optimism for the future. If only she could go back and offer some guidance to her younger self, who was lacking in experience and understanding. As she turned the page, she came across photos from her 20s. They showed her traveling abroad and going through the challenges of trying to make a living while pursuing her dream of becoming a writer. Martha found the outfits and hairstyles from that time to be quite cringe-worthy. She reflected on her previous thoughts with a tinge of regret. I regret spending so many years working as a bartender and waiter instead of focusing on my craft. The following set of photos depicted Martha's life in her 30s, from her wedding day to Steve, to starting a corporate job to ensure financial stability and access to health insurance, and finally purchasing their first home. Steve appeared joyful and content in the photographs, while Martha harbored a deep-seated resentment for sacrificing her passion in exchange for financial security. Perhaps she should have persevered as a writer for a longer period of time before deciding to quit. Martha's 40s were filled with the typical suburban experiences, throwing birthday parties for the kids, enjoying vacations at the beach, and upgrading to a larger home. However, what stuck with her the most was the increasing sense of being stuck in a life that she hadn't planned for. Regret seeped from those frozen memories. I wish I had made different choices. I wish I had been braver. I wish. As Martha reached the age of 50, she took a moment to reflect on some recent photos. The pictures captured special moments like her son's high school graduation, her daughter's wedding, and her and Steve celebrating their 25th anniversary. At first glance, it appeared to be a lifetime filled with achievements and reasons to be thankful for. However, a persistent feeling of regret clouded everything, reminding you that you may have compromised and not reached your full potential, leaving you solely responsible for the outcome. Martha closed the album and glanced around her beautiful home, which was funded by her corporate career that she felt had hindered her creative aspirations. She stood up and casually walked into the living room, taking a moment to examine the family portraits adorning the walls. She was fully aware of the blessings in her life, a loving marriage, healthy children, and financial comfort. Still, she couldn't help but feel a constant wave of regret. Why did she waste so many years pursuing security instead of following her true passion? Imagine the incredible achievements she could have reached if she remained authentic to who she truly was. Could she have become a renowned author by now? Martha felt trapped by the choices she made in her personal and professional life, regretting the missed chances and the artistic dreams she had as a young person. Martha was interrupted by a soft voice. "Excuse me, Mom. Do you need assistance with something?" A warm smile lit up her face as her youngest daughter poked her head into the room. Martha responded with a smile. "Of course, what's going on?" As her daughter began to make her request, Martha couldn't help but criticize herself internally. It's time to move forward. Despite the abundance of blessings in her life, she found herself repeatedly caught in the grip of regret. What was the point of fixating on missed opportunities and postponed aspirations? She was present now, with countless opportunities lying before her. Avoiding regrets and focusing on the future can help maintain positive relationships with loved ones. Martha made a conscious decision to be more present in her daughter's life. She dedicated her undivided attention to her daughter and cherished the chance to make lasting memories together. She was unable to alter the past or undo the decisions and circumstances of her life. However, she had the power to determine her current lifestyle and steer her future towards more satisfying paths. She decided it was time to release the burdens of her past and move forward. Martha's newfound clarity and lightness of spirit allowed her to explore new paths and reignite her creative passions, all while fulfilling her roles as a devoted wife and mother. Continuously focusing on the past would only keep her stuck, preventing her from moving forward and exploring new possibilities. Getting stuck in the past can hold us back and prevent us from reaching our full potential. It's normal to feel regret over mistakes or bad choices, but constantly dwelling on them only drains our motivation and prevents us from seeing new opportunities. Regret can be suffocating when we let it consume us, trapping us in a cycle of reliving past disappointments that we cannot change. When we're caught up in regret and focused on the past, it can be challenging to find the mental and emotional capacity to make proactive plans for the future. Constantly dwelling on our past mistakes can drain our psychic energy and leave us feeling trapped by feelings of shame and self-loathing. This repetitive revisiting of past emotional wounds continuously reinforces our belief in our own inherent flaws. A cycle of hopelessness that never seems to end. One of the truths we must accept is that our mistakes were intentional experiences designed by our souls to gain self-knowledge and wisdom on our path towards wholeness and fulfillment. It's normal to feel sad and reflect on our mistakes and setbacks as part of our personal growth. However, if we dwell on them for too long, we start to hold on to false beliefs that things went completely wrong, based on our own expectations. However, deep within our spiritual selves, we possess a profound understanding that any unease or disappointment we feel about people, situations, or decisions that didn't match our expectations are simply part of our personal growth journeys. Our souls have actually orchestrated all of our perceived mistakes or failures as precise occurrences meant to push us beyond the limitations that our former selfhood had become trapped in. Regret doesn't make sense from this expanded consciousness. Why hold on to feelings of shame and remorse for events that are now just memories? These failures actually helped us let go of inauthentic identities and allowed our true selves to shine through. It's important to reflect on the lessons we learn from our mistakes and failures as they shape our personal growth and wisdom. These experiences are like stories written in the depths of our souls, guiding us on our journey towards self-discovery. People who excel at reframing their mistakes and failures as intentional assignments for personal growth develop a profound sense of self-love, faith, resilience, and empowerment. Each twist, turn, apparent dead end, or misstep is seen as a crucial step on their journey's winding yellow brick roads, revealing their true selves beyond temporary masks and roles. Gradually, the feeling of regret fades away as you begin to realize that nothing actually went wrong. Each step of the process was carefully designed to push you beyond your previous limitations. Therefore, when dealing with memories of self-criticism regarding perceived imperfections and mistakes, their spiritually mature viewpoints prevent them from getting caught up in feelings of shame. Instead, these brave people use every crisis as a chance to reveal more about their true selves and let go of the falsehoods they believed about their own flaws. By becoming more aware of their inner workings, people can free themselves from limiting beliefs, false identities, and self-imposed restrictions that hinder their ability to reach their full potential and tap into their creative flow. As they observe the larger picture, regret begins to unravel. This is not to suggest disregarding the intense pain that comes with genuine suffering. When we find ourselves in difficult situations or facing unfavorable circumstances, we must acknowledge and process our inner pain in order to stay connected to our emotions and be compassionate people who can fully experience the ups and downs of life. Ignoring valid emotions hinders our ability to be vulnerable and compassionate as intricate spiritual beings. What sets us apart as masters is our dedication to experiencing the full range of our most challenging experiences as meaningful spiritual lessons, rather than seeing them as never-ending pits of negativity and self-blame. Our heroic identity matrix is not contingent on being perfect. In fact, even our most remarkable mistakes can serve as wake-up calls, revealing the true purpose and potential of our lives. The mistakes we make, or the decisions we regret, often turn out to be important lessons that help us overcome obstacles and refocus on our goals. Looking back, we realize that the things we regretted or criticized ourselves for were actually significant challenges that, once overcome, pushed us towards greater achievements and influence. When we view challenging events as opportunities for personal growth, our psychological resilience grows stronger. People often get stuck in feelings of remorse and regret, and they may start believing that they are fundamentally flawed or broken because of past mistakes. However, when we delve into our inner selves, we discover the profound spiritual insights that were instilled in us before we were born. This awakening leads us to the eternal realization that everything unfolded flawlessly as we progress to our next stages of growth. Every part of our identity has a purpose. Every event is a chance for us to let go of our masks and reveal our true selves in all their vibrant glory. Those who can overcome their urges to hide in regretful places will ultimately find freedom and empowerment. Wounds can lead to the development of superpowers that enhance sensitivity, emotional intelligence, courage, and a deep understanding of spiritual lessons hidden within life's challenges. Some people have a hard time accepting new ideas and tend to hold on to old beliefs. But there are others who embrace change and see it as an opportunity for growth and transformation. When you start feeling remorse or regret, take a moment to pause, breathe, and see those emotions as opportunities to grow and reconnect with your true self. There were no flaws or mistakes that needed fixing, as everything was intentionally designed to awaken the heroic spiritual master within you. The path reveals itself with flawless coordination. Our sole task is to have faith in the symbolism and appreciate it instead of passing judgment. It was meant to be experienced exactly as it is at this significant moment of your awakening. Lesson 2. Don't let your failure define you. Failure is a common part of life, with experiences like unsuccessful relationships, careers that didn't work out, failed businesses, and other endeavors that didn't meet our goals and expectations. Failure is bound to happen, and is a normal aspect of taking risks and working towards meaningful goals. Nevertheless, the key factor that distinguishes those who ultimately achieve success from those who remain stagnant is their capacity to avoid allowing their failures to shape their sense of self-value or dictate the path of their life's journey. Failure can be a tough pill to swallow, as it has the power to deeply impact our confidence and leave us questioning ourselves. During times of despair, it can be very tempting to blame ourselves for our failures and question our abilities, talents, and self-worth. Life's challenges can leave us feeling battered and doubting our abilities to overcome them. The unsatisfactory outcome we've encountered shapes our perspective of ourselves and influences our future choices, gradually leading us to abandon our aspirations and accept a life defined by that setback. However, having a defeatist mindset can greatly limit us and prevent us from embracing the chance to learn, develop, adapt, and ultimately redefine our successes in our own unique ways. Failure can be particularly painful when we invest too much of ourselves in a single endeavor. Instead of allowing ourselves to be discouraged, it's important to cultivate the ability to distinguish our identity from the outcomes of our actions. Mistakes and missteps are just part of our journey of growth, not the defining moments we'll remember. Successful people view their failures as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than permanent indicators of their effort or capabilities. Oprah's early departure from her initial television job and J.K. Rowling's experience as a single mom on welfare while writing the first Harry Potter book provided them with valuable lessons in humility, resilience, and fresh perspectives. These challenges ultimately paved the way for their remarkable achievements. If they had only focused on their early failures, we might not have been able to appreciate their talents and achievements. Having a strong belief in oneself that goes beyond any specific task, job, or relationship is crucial for developing the determination needed to try new methods, take calculated risks, and persist even when faced with obstacles. Understanding your identity based on your principles, talents, and resilience instead of temporary outcomes helps you view failures as individual occurrences to be analyzed, rather than personal condemnations. Failures are just a reflection of what didn't work in that specific situation, and they don't define your worth as a person. It's important to understand that our personal growth often occurs through failures, which push us to reassess our motivations, methods, mindsets, and priorities. Failure can be challenging to go through, but it has a remarkable ability to teach humility and open your mind to new perspectives. Experiencing a job loss can lead to reflecting on your true passion. A failed relationship can reveal unhealthy habits, and facing financial struggles can test your commitment to your entrepreneurial dreams. Occasionally, when success comes to us effortlessly, it can lead to arrogance and the misguided notion that we possess all the solutions. Failures can be incredibly painful when we're experiencing them. But if we avoid letting them shape our sense of self and value, we can eventually learn valuable lessons about our weaknesses, limitations, and inner strength. By embracing the valuable lessons that failure offers, we gain self-awareness and develop new strategies to aim higher, while also adjusting our expectations for guaranteed success on each attempt. Those who achieve remarkable things in life are the ones who recognize that a single setback cannot prevent them from reaching their full potential and fulfilling their higher purpose. Instead of being something to hide and forget, those who experience and learn from failure view it as a valuable lesson on their path to success. They view their setbacks as a starting point for a remarkable journey of determination, transformation, and ultimately conquering adversity. It's important to acknowledge failures and use them as opportunities for self-reflection and improvement. However, by holding on to our core identities and staying resilient, we can ensure that failures do not undermine our foundation. Over time, what may have seemed devastating can actually reveal valuable wisdom, emotional strength, and self-awareness. This can help us adjust our path towards fulfillment and reach even higher levels of meaning and success. Lesson 3. Guard your mouth from speaking pessimist words. The words we use have a significant impact, more than we usually recognize. Descriptions of our perceived reality not only inform our understanding, but also influence how we interpret the world. We must be cautious about the words we speak, as they have the power to shape our lives and hinder our progress towards our goals. The language we use has a powerful impact on our subconscious minds, shaping our thoughts and either empowering us or holding us back. When we casually say things like, "I can't," "It's impossible," "Nothing works out for me," and those filled with pessimism, we engrave those limiting beliefs into our minds. Even if we don't fully embrace the negativity behind our words when we say them, once we vocalize them, they gain a momentum of their own. Our minds tend to internalize the words we speak, leading us to believe in the negative outcomes we've predicted. These negative statements can cause our minds to go on autopilot, unconsciously looking for evidence that supports the harmful perspectives we've expressed. We find ourselves trapped by the stories of hardship and lack of progress that we inadvertently reinforce by speaking them aloud. We often become so fixated on obstacles and setbacks that we fail to see the potential solutions, opportunities, and resourcefulness that can help us overcome these roadblocks. Consider the frequency with which you've instinctively made casual remarks, such as "This consistently occurs to me," or "I am never fortunate" in moments of frustration or disappointment. Although the words allowed you to express your frustrations briefly, that seemingly harmless negativity began to affect your mindset as you subconsciously searched for evidence that those pessimistic statements were true for you. Soon enough, you found yourself embodying the negative patterns and lack of progress that were described in the pessimistic statements, even though you didn't want that to happen. If you had been more mindful of your words and chosen a more positive and proactive approach, like "I'm frustrated, but I know I can find a solution," or "Setbacks are normal, but I'm resilient and can adapt," you would have programmed your mindset to be open to opportunities, ideas, and ways to improve the situation you're working to overcome. Pessimistic speech has a sneaky way of affecting us, even if we don't fully believe in the negativity. The words we speak carry a certain weight and influence that can impact our mindset, sometimes even going against what we consciously want. When we have a negative outlook on our circumstances, such as believing that things will never work out or that we have failed at everything, we create self-sabotaging prophecies that can greatly affect our mental well-being. The words we use have a powerful impact on our beliefs about ourselves, our abilities, and our circumstances, often on a subconscious level. When we frequently use negative phrases such as "I'm not good enough," "Why do I even try?" or "I always screw everything up," our subconscious minds start to adopt these beliefs, which can overshadow our conscious thoughts and goals. We often find ourselves feeling spiritually demoralized and resigned, which can lead us to stop trying altogether, even though we logically desire improvement in our lives. Another issue is that negative speech tends to spread rapidly, leading to a continuous cycle of pessimism, hopelessness, and lack of action in all areas of our lives. When we consistently express negativity about our jobs, relationships, projects, or any aspect of life, we inadvertently influence those around us to adopt a similar pessimistic outlook. Our negative mindset and tendency to expect the worst can discourage those around us even before they have a chance to try or take action. Despite the occasional signs of hope and opportunity, our persistent use of negative language creates a mental barrier that prevents us from expressing and implementing potential solutions or preventive ideas within our teams, families, and communities. The cycle of negativity perpetuates itself, leading people to believe that optimism and hope are unrealistic, despite evidence suggesting otherwise. This is not a plea to pretend or ignore difficulties by using overly optimistic affirmations that are disconnected from reality. Authentic optimism is based on factual information and a realistic evaluation of challenges. However, it also involves actively overcoming setbacks by having faith in our capacity to adapt, persist, and find or create opportunities and solutions. Genuine hope does not involve blindly insisting that everything is perfect in the face of genuine challenges. It recognizes the current challenges we face, but remains optimistic about our ability to learn, develop, and find solutions through persistent problem solving. It's acknowledging challenges and recognizing that they are difficult, but also understanding that they are only temporary. If I remain dedicated and committed, I can discover a solution to overcome this obstacle and come out even stronger in the end. When we avoid negative talk that weakens our determination, we create room in our minds and spirits for positive language that helps us seek out solutions instead of getting stuck on obstacles. By expressing optimism with phrases such as "I can handle this," "I'll find a solution," "What's the next logical step?" and "Failure is just part of the journey to success," we create a mindset that encourages us to be resourceful, resilient, and persistent, even when faced with challenges. Using positive language can have a profound impact on our mindset, helping us see new possibilities and resources that were previously hidden when we were feeling negative and hopeless. By using positive affirmations such as "I will overcome this," "I will find a solution," and "I have the skills to learn from this setback," we can boost our motivation, creativity, and focus to successfully navigate challenging situations. It's important to note that this internal reprogramming takes time and effort. Changing our default pessimistic mindset requires consistent effort and being mindful of the words we use. With a focused mindset and dedication to changing our speech patterns, we can gradually develop a more positive and optimistic outlook, allowing us to tap into our full potential. By being mindful of the words we speak and avoiding negativity, we can expand our potential and tap into our inner strength. If we practice positive thinking regularly, we can develop a mindset that helps us overcome challenges and achieve personal growth. Lesson 4. Hope is being able to see the light despite all of the darkness. Even during our toughest times, when it seems like all hope is lost, it's the power of hope that can inspire us and show us the way forward. Hope is not something that comes and goes depending on our circumstances. It is a mindset and belief that allows us to see possibilities for growth and redemption, even when faced with difficult challenges. During our most difficult times, when we feel weighed down by adversity, It can be very tempting to give in to pessimism and believe that there is no hope for finding solutions or improving our situation. Uphill climbs can take a toll on us, both physically and emotionally, and can drain our motivation and resilience. Our perspective becomes extremely limited, only allowing us to see the challenging barriers and obstacles that are holding us back from escaping the darkness and stagnation we are eager to be free from. Amidst these challenging times, it can be incredibly difficult to find hope and positivity. It takes immense strength, both mentally and spiritually, to believe that there is still a chance for brightness to break through the darkness that surrounds us. Sometimes, it can be challenging to find a glimmer of hope amidst the difficult and overwhelming circumstances we face every day. The challenges we face can feel overwhelming, making it difficult to see a clear path forward. It's as if we're stuck in a complex and distressing situation, longing for even the smallest glimmer of hope. However, it is often the small signs of hope that we must find the strength and determination to nurture, so they can guide us out of difficult times and towards a fresh start. We challenge the discouraging voices of despair by holding on to the belief that brighter futures can be created, even in the face of adversity. We are determined to prevent the weight of hardship from trapping us in eternal darkness and despair. It's important to remember the power of hope during challenging times. It can provide spiritual sustenance and nourishment. It's what gives us the mental strength to keep going and stay positive, even when faced with challenges that could easily bring us down. Amidst the confusion of our world, hope guides us and gives us the strength to keep moving forward towards a better future. Hope is a powerful force that we hold on to even in the face of challenging experiences. Our inner voice persists, even in the face of our deepest struggles, reminding us to seek growth and purpose in our lives. People who lose hope often believe that their suffering and challenges are overwhelming and will prevent any chance of finding redemption, growth, and success. However, people who are able to transform their pain and trauma into wisdom, while maintaining a strong belief in possibilities that extend beyond their current perceptions, are the ones who create remarkable life journeys. They refuse to give up hope and use their creativity to find solutions and escape from difficult situations. They never give up on their hope, even when it seems dim or obscured by challenges. As a result, they create remarkable futures that surpass the difficult circumstances that once trapped them. Even in difficult times, it's important to hold on to hope and nurture it. Hope can guide us out of dark places. Even in the midst of confusion, trauma, and exhaustion, hope allows us to see the potential that exists if we actively search for it. When we nurture and encourage hope, it can reveal new opportunities and ways to overcome challenges that we may not have seen before. Hope gives us the strength to persevere, even in the face of seemingly endless challenges. The lens reveals the insights, growth, and inner strength that are developed during challenging times. In the depths of complete darkness, where it feels like light has vanished forever, hope emerges as a flicker that keeps us believing in the possibility of freedom. We are constantly driven to discover new perspectives and strive for even the smallest glimmers of insight to help us find our way out of the overwhelming darkness. Hope is what keeps us going, even when everything seems to be working against us. It gives us the strength to overcome obstacles and find a new beginning. It's important to hold on to hope, even when it seems difficult, and use it to bring positivity into challenging situations. By maintaining unwavering hope, we can uncover solutions, tap into support systems, and harness untapped sources of power to overcome our current challenges. With unwavering hope, people can develop the confidence, imagination, and unwavering determination needed to envision new possibilities even in the darkest of times. Over time, their unwavering hope guides them out of their despair and transforms them into shining examples of wisdom and resilience, able to assist others who are still grappling with their own overwhelming challenges. Never let go of the light of hope within you. It has the power to turn even the darkest moments into incredible opportunities for growth and success. Lesson 5. As long as your life is not over, then there is still hope for you. Nancy gazed absent-mindedly out the kitchen window, listening to the rhythmic sound of raindrops against the glass. Her life seemed completely off course, like a train that had careened off the tracks. What led her to this bleak and desolate state? Just a couple of years ago, there was a sense of great promise. Nancy was recently married to her college sweetheart Mark and was expecting their first child. She thoroughly enjoyed her job as a high school English teacher. They had a bright future ahead, filled with endless possibilities and dreams of starting a family. However, everything suddenly went wrong. Nancy gave birth to their daughter Lily prematurely, before her due date. Lily's health was severely impacted by the pregnancy complications, necessitating constant care. Nancy made the difficult decision to leave her job in order to provide full-time care, as the medical expenses continued to accumulate. Her marriage suffered greatly from the stress and sleepless nights, leading Mark to leave a year ago due to the overwhelming strain. In an instant, Nancy's dreams and aspirations crumbled into a whirlwind of chaos and tragedy. She was overwhelmed and discouraged, taking care of her special needs toddler all by herself. On certain days, Nancy found it challenging to simply go through the motions and complete the essential tasks required to take care of herself and Lily. Joy and optimism felt like distant memories that no longer held any relevance. Nancy was constantly filled with despair, believing that there was no hope left in her difficult and lonely journey. On that gloomy, rainy afternoon, Nancy reached her lowest point as she watched the steady drops of rain sliding down the window. Lily was facing a difficult situation, struggling to cover her medical bills and dealing with the financial aftermath of her divorce from Mark. The thought of being able to pay next month's rent seemed overwhelming. She felt completely drained and overwhelmed with a deep sense of frustration and disappointment over her unfulfilled aspirations. Lily started to cry in her crib. Sensing her mother's distress, Nancy summoned her remaining strength to make her way to the nursery. She put on a forced smile as she gently picked up her child, gently rocking Lily. She pressed her cheek against the soft wisps of hair and hummed a lullaby to soothe them both. Nancy was deeply moved by the profound love and complete reliance of her daughter. Lily's trusting eyes looked up at her with adoration, filled with unwavering hope. Lily was unfamiliar with the pain of heartache or the burden of regret. She was only familiar with the comfort of her mother's arms and the reassurance of being fully taken care of. Nancy's soul was ignited by a flicker in that moment. Nancy was inspired by her daughter's unwavering faith, even in the face of immense challenges. It made her realize that she too could choose to have hope. As long as they were alive, there was a reason to keep going. Nancy embraced Lily more tightly, allowing her tears to flow without restraint as she mourned the numerous letdowns and sorrows. However, this time her tears provided a much-needed release from the heaviness of her resentment. She could grieve, but there was no need for her to become overwhelmed by despair. Tomorrow held the promise of new opportunities and the freedom to choose her mindset. Maybe things wouldn't change overnight, but Nancy could choose to persevere and keep fighting, taking small steps forward. For the sake of providing Lily with a sense of security, optimism, and faith, that circumstances could improve, it's important to consider these factors. No, their lives may never resemble the fantastical dreams Nancy once had. However, there was still a glimmer of hope to make their reality more satisfactory and meaningful. Even if they had to endure a series of small, challenging victories along the way. Overcoming challenges may require effort and determination, but with perseverance and resilience, even the toughest obstacles can be overcome. As Lily finally fell asleep, Nancy felt a huge weight lifted from her heart. The future remained uncertain, but they refused to give up as long as they were alive. Through her trials, she developed resilience and perseverance that allowed her to create a new life. One that was different from her original vision, but still meaningful and valuable. It might not be a smooth journey, with occasional obstacles and moments of frustration. However, Nancy remained determined to face each day with unwavering strength and determination, striving to make small but meaningful steps towards a brighter future. As long as she kept moving forward in life, she had the opportunity to change her destiny and find hope instead of despair. During times of emotional turmoil, when our dreams are crushed and our confidence is shattered by a constant stream of challenges, it may be very tempting to give in to feelings of hopelessness. After experiencing disappointment after disappointment, we start to believe that finding a way out of the deep hole we're in is an unrealistic and absurd fantasy. During difficult times, it can be hard to see a way out of the darkness and find hope for a brighter future. During times when we feel completely stuck and without any support to help us escape our difficult situations, it's common for us to imagine the worst and believe that our circumstances are permanent and impossible to overcome. When we only see the big problems surrounding us, we can become overwhelmed and lose sight of the possible solutions and inner strength we have. It's difficult to see a way forward from these bleak perspectives. We wonder how we'll find the strength to bounce back, making it tempting to give up and settle for staying stuck. It's understandable to feel trapped and pessimistic when everything around us seems to confirm our bleak outlook. Our past experiences, disappointments, and setbacks can deeply affect our mindset, leading us to believe that negative outcomes are unavoidable. We become increasingly cynical and numb as we try to protect ourselves from the constant pain of feeling let down by the universe. However, even though it's completely understandable to feel discouraged and despairing, there is one incredibly important source of hope that we must never give up on. Life is full of endless opportunities for growth and transformation, just waiting to be discovered as long as we're alive. It's the fundamental principle that we should hold on to, even when we feel hurt and find it hard to believe in a brighter future. If we lose hope in our ability to change our paths while we're alive, we condemn ourselves to spiritual stagnation. We accept a lifetime of suffering and close the door on any chance of improvement. It's important to recognize that we have the ability to overcome our challenges and transform them into valuable life lessons. By tapping into our inner strength and resilience, we can find meaning and fulfillment in our lives. When we continue to have hope, even in difficult times, we are acknowledging that we have the power to shape our own destinies. Life is full of opportunities for growth and new beginnings, even if they may not be clear to us right now. Giving up our hope means surrendering our hero's journey to outside forces, instead of having unwavering faith in our own strength and capabilities to take control of our destinies. People who don't give up hope, even when faced with overwhelming despair, are the ones who go on to live the most heroic and triumphant lives. They persistently refuse to give up hope, even in the face of adversity and despair. This determination drives them to keep pursuing their dreams instead of succumbing to negativity and defeat. They hold on to the unwavering belief that as long as they are alive, nothing is set in stone. This gives them the hope they need to see new possibilities on the horizon. If they had succumbed to despair, their visions would have remained in darkness instead of being fueled by the potential needed to escape their current situation. Certainly, maintaining unwavering hope can be a challenge, as it demands great courage and a refusal to give in to the negative voices that urge us to give up. When we experience intense pain from past traumas and setbacks, it can be difficult to resist the temptation of giving up on our goals in order to find emotional relief. It takes a lot of willpower and determination to refuse surrendering to this urge. Recognizing the unchangeable nature of our current circumstances can offer a brief respite from the constant disappointment of longing for better realities that always seem just out of reach. However, people who persistently seek light in the darkest of times instead of giving in to despair are the ones who possess a strong spiritual resilience. After their adventures, they will have transformed themselves by never giving up on the idea that life can get better. They will have the power to create their own destinies, free from the limitations that once held them back. Their unwavering hope keeps them focused on finding new opportunities and staying motivated to overcome challenges. They are determined to reinvent themselves and prove that their circumstances do not define them. Those who have overcome despair and turned it into wisdom can become beacons of hope for others still struggling in the depths of their own challenges. The refusal to give up hope, even in the face of adversity, is what distinguishes those who become inspiring heroes from those who remain trapped in their circumstances as tragic victims. It is the unwavering hope that guides us through difficult times and encourages us to take risks in order to create lives filled with more meaning and joy than we ever thought possible. It's important to resist the temptation to give in to hopelessness and accept our current challenges as permanent obstacles. We should never surrender to that tempting call of giving up. As long as we're alive, we all have a deep well of hope inside us, ready to be called upon. We have the power to transform the small sparks within us into bright flames that can guide us through any challenges and help us discover the endless possibilities that lie ahead. Lesson 6. All genuine hope is based on faith. Hope is often seen as an abstract idea without solid foundations. However, true and lasting hope is deeply connected to faith. Faith in something greater than ourselves, faith in our own resilience, and faith that our current challenges are only temporary obstacles, not permanent barriers. This faith forms the foundation that enables hope to thrive, even in the face of overwhelming challenges in our lives. Without faith as the driving force behind our thoughts and beliefs, hope becomes a temporary coping mechanism with no lasting spiritual power. Hope is a powerful force that challenges the notion that our challenging circumstances are unchangeable and destined to determine our future. It's a rejection of being overwhelmed by our challenges and refusing to let negativity and worst-case scenarios put out the flames of our determination. Hope illuminates the paths to freedom from the depths of our struggles and gives us the strength to challenge the belief that we are unable to shape our own futures beyond our current situations. However, in order to summon this brave inner determination, we must be open to the belief that there are forces that can provide us with the necessary strength, creativity, and ability to overcome the challenges we face. Hope relies on a strong foundation of faith. Whether it comes from a connection to a higher power, a belief in our own resilience, or a deep conviction that life is full of chances for personal growth and transformation. Hope that is not grounded in a strong belief in powerful forces that can help us overcome our challenges is just shallow optimism that will eventually be crushed by the harsh realities of life. Although it may sound harsh, having hope without faith can lead to wishful thinking and leave us vulnerable to setbacks that are a natural part of life. This lacks the solid foundation and inner strength needed to navigate the challenging times we all face. Genuine hope is crafted and transformed through experiences that challenge the notion that sheer positivity alone can effortlessly elevate our lives into constant upward paths. In order for hope to have substance, it must be tested through difficult experiences. It is through overcoming personal hardships and gaining wisdom that we realize life is not about avoiding pain, but about developing the strength, faith, and determination to navigate through difficult times and emerge as stronger people. This is the way in which genuine hope is nurtured as a powerful force that propels us beyond our own limitations. During difficult times, it is important to hold on to our faith to keep our hope alive. This faith will provide the necessary fuel to keep our inner light alive, even in the face of despair and challenges. It is what will help us survive and grow spiritually. Faith is what keeps our hope alive, guiding us towards our hidden potential that we often fail to see due to our limited self-perceptions. People who are able to overcome difficult situations and achieve great things are often those who never lose faith in the possibility of positive change, even when faced with extreme challenges. These people fearlessly confronted darkness and unwaveringly held onto their faith, using their willpower and surrender to create new opportunities for their spiritual growth. These torchbearers developed a deep understanding of how to tap into their inner power and connect with the divine source of creation. They focused their awareness on the universal energy that can uplift our spirits, even in the darkest times. They used prayerful channels to connect with sacred knowledge that reminded them of the infinite powers and cycles of life, which would help them experience personal growth and transformation. They kept their faith as a source of hope and stayed open to new insights and opportunities that come to those who seek guidance from higher powers during difficult times. We can access limitless hope and possibilities by nurturing and strengthening our faith. This will help us overcome stagnation and traps. When people lose their faith, they can become cynical and trapped in their own negative mindset, which prevents them from finding hope and guidance. But those who persevered in their beliefs when faced with darkness ultimately accomplished remarkable acts of personal growth, serving as symbols of the profound truth that true hope lies in our ability to let go and embrace the unseen powers that strive to free us from our own mental barriers. Their lives serve as shining examples of the profound spiritual experiences that are accessible to all people, even during their most challenging times. Understanding the depths of our spirit, Soul Psyches reveals the sacred cosmic faith foundations that can generate abundant hope and optimism. It's important to remember that relying solely on intellect or artificial self-help positivity mantras is not enough. We must continuously nurture these elements of faith, even when faced with circumstances that make hope seem futile or delusional. Our perpetual faith installations symbolize the everlasting lifelines that keep us connected to the potential realities that await our alignment. It's important to let go of our preconceived ideas about how hope and miracles should happen. When we do, we open ourselves up to receiving powerful spiritual energies that can turn the impossible into reality. Life is full of opportunities that encourage us to strengthen our beliefs and commitments, and those who embrace challenging experiences to strengthen their faith ultimately discover profound and breathtaking new awakenings, becoming inspiring examples of the unwavering power of hope born from deep spiritual faith. Lesson 7. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. Life can be tough, filled with challenges, disappointments, and exhaustion. Eventually, we reach points where our motivation and perseverance run out. Struggling against uphill battles and strong headwinds can gradually drain our optimism, leaving us feeling resigned to the fact that our current efforts are in vain. During times of deep spiritual exhaustion and despair, we are faced with crucial moments that determine whether hope will prevail or fade away within us. In moments of deep despair, we often need to seek solace from sources beyond our own capabilities to restore our psychological well-being. When we are alone with our thoughts, it's easy to fall into a negative mindset and feel trapped by our current situation. Despite our best efforts, prolonged adversity can weaken our spirits and make us more prone to bitterness and cynicism as ways to cope with life's challenges. This is why it's important to connect with the spiritual and divine when we feel lost and uncertain in life. It gives us strength and helps us find hope instead of giving up. By maintaining a strong faith, we can find the strength to persevere through difficult trials and find rejuvenation. People who have a strong belief in the Supreme Divine Architect and base their spiritual practices on devotional hope develop a resilient mindset that goes beyond the challenges and uncertainties of life. They firmly believe that no matter how challenging the circumstances may seem, their inner light as children with boundless potential will never be extinguished. They firmly believe that even their most difficult setbacks are actually valuable lessons that help them grow, rather than being permanent setbacks. Looking at things from a different perspective, we can see that our suffering has a purpose that we may not fully understand. Each setback helps us grow spiritually and prepares us for the amazing miracles that lie ahead. Our souls must undergo a profound purification process before reaching higher levels of hope and empowerment. This process involves facing intense spiritual challenges that help us let go of deep-rooted egoic patterns accumulated over multiple lifetimes. Ultimately, those who place their trust in the Lord understand that there are greater forces at work, constantly guiding us through difficult times and helping us grow. It's only when we allow ourselves to be broken down by these transformative experiences that we are given the tools to evolve and grow. From a higher perspective, trials are not meant to destroy us, but rather to shape and strengthen our spiritual growth, allowing us to handle the knowledge and wisdom we have acquired. Those who remain unwavering in their hope, even in the face of great challenges, are granted divine grace that transforms their sense of self and empowers them to serve in raising the cosmic vibrational field. When we're not attuned to the Lord's sacred hope, restoring energies, the darkness can seem endless. For those who approach with an open heart and a willingness to learn, they will experience the profound transformation of their inner selves, leading to a renewed sense of purpose and growth. They view every challenging experience as a necessary step towards personal growth and transformation. Their lives exemplify the power of hope rooted in faith, ultimately leading to a manifestation of supreme omnipotence. That's why those who remain faithful to the Lord during difficult times will experience an abundance of rejuvenating energy. These are the brave people who have chosen to embrace the fleeting nature of hopelessness instead of succumbing to its deceptive finality. Their humility allows for the unveiling of angelic sequences, seen through new crystalline lenses. These sequences reveal every anguish as a meticulously choreographed miracle, ultimately leading to the birth of their eternal selves. For these spiritually heroic beings, every descent into darkness becomes a poetic initiation that leads them towards greater and greater enlightenment. While others gave in to cynicism or defeat, They maintained a sense of hope even as their old self-definitions were completely shattered. The darkness seemed endless because their transformed rebirths needed them to let go of their old ways of seeing in order to fully experience the limitless grace that awaits those who embrace the divine process. For those who believe in something beyond what is immediately apparent, the continuous blessings from a higher power come as divine experiences that reveal boundless possibilities, always ready to be embraced. It is the promise of cosmic coherence that gives these brave people the strength to persevere, constantly renewing their spiritual stamina. They consistently earn angelic grace through their unwavering belief in divinely ordained choreographies, allowing them to persevere. For those who feel lost and hopeless during difficult times, the spiritually grounded see these challenges as purposeful experiences that transform and rebuild their inner selves. They have a clear and straightforward approach that allows them to receive messages from the heavens, which are available to all heroes who are willing to give up everything for the ultimate goal of hope. Every apparent death in their universe is actually a form of divine intervention, granting an abundance of immortal life that flows in all directions. Every setback or adversity they face is simply a way for the Supreme Architect to renovate their interiors and install eternal spiritual technologies. This will transform them into a state of infinite perpetual youth that they couldn't have previously imagined. These souls are filled with deep respect, as they understand that the highest divine forces have decreed that their hope will be constantly replenished. This renewal does not come from their limited egos, but through immersive experiences in the eternal cosmic fires, which purify them of all falsehoods. Lesson 8. When you feel hopeless, start with prayer. In times of despair, when it feels like there is no way out of our struggles, prayer can be a source of hope and strength. It helps us find a broader perspective and the faith we need to keep going. When we experience emotional devastation from shattered dreams, debilitating anxiety or depression, overpowering addictions, or the crumbling of cherished relationships, despair can be overwhelming. It can make us believe that finding positive resolutions is nearly impossible. It can be challenging to find hope in the midst of darkness, but with self-awareness and spiritual discernment, we can resist the defeatist narratives that try to bring us down. The weight of our suffering is so heavy that finding any glimmers of hope can feel absurdly unrealistic in the face of the harsh realities that try to crush our spirits into submission. Amidst these painful experiences, it can be tempting to give in to cynicism, bitterness, and a sense of resignation. These paths offer a way to temporarily escape from the never-ending suffering. During challenging times, it is important to focus on utilizing the power of prayer and surrender to bring about positive change. When we try to tackle challenges that are much bigger than us, we often overlook the valuable lessons they bring and the potential for personal growth and transformation. It's when we hit our lowest points that we are given the opportunity to let go of our illusions of control. Prayer offers a way to connect with divine grace and access spiritual resources that can bring about profound transformation. It's a simple and accessible practice that allows us to establish a conscious connection with the divine. Prayer serves as a reminder that despite the overwhelming challenges we face, there are always powerful forces at work, guiding and supporting us on our life journeys. We are inspired to align our awareness with the intricate cosmic patterns that guide us through setbacks and failures, helping us grow and evolve our consciousness. Prayer is a powerful tool that helps us connect with the divine and receive guidance, strength, and wisdom. It allows us to let go of our own limitations and rely on something greater than ourselves. By letting go of our personal desires for how we want our lives to unfold, we can become vessels for profound wisdom to flow through us, bringing healing insights that cannot be accessed through worldly perspectives. Praying humbly helps us connect with eternal truths and find enlightenment through our suffering. When people commit to regular prayer, they often receive divine inspiration that helps them remember the bigger picture beyond their immediate concerns. They have renewal sequences that anchor them in patience and faith. Their darkness may seem eternal to them now, but there is a boundless light and redemption waiting for them to embrace. Every prayer spoken from their painful valleys carries the essence of their souls, revealing the truth that their deepest transformations into hope await just beyond their current boundaries of discomfort. Prayer can serve as a bridge that connects our hopelessness to a source of infinite possibility. By tapping into this spiritual force, we can strengthen our faith and believe that no difficult situation is permanent. Through sincere and heartfelt prayer, the transmission codes offer a valuable reminder that our doubts and despair are a result of our limited perspective. We often fail to see the vast and radiant expanses of existence that lie beyond our self-centered illusions. It's like a blind person refusing to acknowledge color because they can't see its light spectrum. However, people who humbly pray for guidance and strength in the face of despair often experience remarkable and unexpected transformations. Every time someone humbly sheds a tear, they begin to release the barriers that prevent them from recognizing the countless miracles that surround them. Soon, these devoted people begin to see glimmers of hope and feel inspired as they realize that their current hardships have a deeper purpose. They believe that these challenges are meant to help them grow and gain a greater sense of knowledge and strength. The profound words spoken in moments of despair hold the power to unlock the angelic technology hidden within their souls. These sacred frequencies bring about transformative changes, leading to glorious rebirths as immortal cosmic avatars of creation. The unwavering commitment shown by not giving up hope in their darkest times connects them with a higher power, allowing them to gain profound insights and understand that all hardships are temporary obstacles that lead to greater enlightenment. Regardless of the difficult and challenging moments we encounter in life, maintaining a consistent prayerful practice can provide us with the spiritual strength needed to endure. Prayer helps us see beyond our ego and connect with the boundless light that surrounds us, even in our darkest moments. Every sincere prayer unlocks a transformative power that guides us towards profound spiritual insights, allowing us to transcend our limited understanding and embrace our true divine nature. Lesson 9. Always remember, you are not alone in your struggles. Lisa pressed the off button on her laptop and moved it away, covering her face with her hands as she cried. She felt incredibly frustrated and discouraged after yet another day of searching for jobs and sending out resumes, only to receive no response or generic rejection emails. Half a year ago, Lisa graduated from college with excitement and eagerly started her career, full of youthful optimism. She believed that her excellent GPA, internship experiences, and enthusiastic attitude would make her a desirable candidate in the marketing industry. However, she underestimated the intense competition and discouragement that awaited her in the entry-level job market. Lisa's confidence and self-worth were gradually eroded by the lack of interviews and prospects she faced week after week. She started doubting her abilities, the effort she put into school, and whether she was fooling herself about her chosen career. Perhaps she lacked the necessary skills to succeed in the end. As Lisa faced multiple rejections, she began to withdraw from her friends and became completely focused on her job search. She constantly repeated to herself, "I'm incapable and unsuccessful, and no one will ever hire me." She started feeling incredibly lonely and lost without any guidance or support. On her most difficult days, like today, when Lisa received another batch of impersonal rejection emails, she pondered whether she should give up and settle for unfulfilling jobs that didn't match her potential. As tears streamed down her face, she glanced at the enormous Dream Bigger inspirational poster adorning her bedroom wall. It served as a constant reminder of her lofty aspirations that now felt impossibly distant. Lisa experienced a sense of insignificance, isolation, and a lack of confidence in her ability to achieve her goals due to the overwhelming amount of rejection and despair she faced. Every day, the negative voice in her head became increasingly louder, constantly reminding her of her perceived flaws at a deep level. At that moment, Lisa's phone vibrated with a text message from her best friend Jenna. It said, "We're having happy hour tonight with the crew. We really miss you. Let's discuss our frustrations with this job hunt together." Initially, Lisa considered dismissing it, preferring to indulge in her sadness. However, she eventually recognized that her self-imposed isolation was only perpetuating the negative cycle. Her friends genuinely cared for her and were eager to uplift her if she was open to their support. Lisa decided to lift her spirits by surrounding herself with friendly faces who could provide a reminder that she wasn't alone. Even on the toughest days, she replied with enthusiasm, saying, "Absolutely, I'm in. I could really use a boost at the moment." Later, Lisa found herself feeling better as she joined Jenna and their other friends for some discounted appetizers. Listening to the experiences of others who were facing similar challenges in their careers, grappling with self-doubt and feeling uncertain about what lies ahead, provided her with a sense of comfort and reassurance. Knowing she had a reliable support system who could understand her, the weight of her disappointment felt more manageable. "Whenever I receive those brief rejections, I can't help but feel like a failure," Lisa confessed. "It feels like there's a deep-rooted issue with me that makes it seem impossible to find a job." "Oh, come on. Anyone could say that." Jenna was adamant. "Many of us feel the need to achieve great success immediately after graduating from college. However, the reality is that only a small number of people are able to secure their ideal job right away. We're still beginners trying to navigate the complexities of the real world." As her friend spoke, Lisa came to the realization that she had been overthinking and exaggerating things in her mind. Naturally, the job search posed its fair share of frustrations and challenges, given the nature of establishing an early career in a highly competitive market. However, the difficulty she faced did not define her as a failure or diminish her worth as a person. Many people face similar challenges every year, so her struggle was completely normal. "You guys are correct," Lisa said, feeling revitalized by their motivational speeches. "I won't give up just because I've encountered some obstacles along the way. It's all a necessary part of gaining experience and developing resilience. Even on my worst days, I find comfort in knowing that I have all of you supporting and encouraging me." Lisa discovered the power of sharing her inner struggles with her friends, finding comfort in the reminder that she didn't have to face her challenges alone. She had a strong support system that could provide guidance during difficult times while helping her stay focused on her long-term career goals. Staying connected and venting regularly is important to avoid succumbing to negative thoughts during the job hunt. As Lisa drove home that night, she couldn't help but feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude for the gift of friendship, and for being pulled out of her isolating depression spiral. Indeed, the path to her desired profession would continue to be challenging and would require her to demonstrate her strength and determination. Lisa made a firm decision to face every rejection and setback with determination, while also relying on her friends for support to stay positive. She didn't have to face everything by herself and let loneliness ruin her dreams and goals. Having a supportive team by her side made the journey much easier and gave her the strength to persevere instead of giving up. When we feel overwhelmed by our struggles, it's important to remember that we are not alone. We may be tempted to believe that we have been abandoned by the universe, but we must resist this deceptive notion. Despite the fog that obscures our immediate perception, it is important to remember that we are always connected to powerful cosmic forces that guide us on our journeys, even when our minds feel limited and anguished. In the depths of solitude's pain and the feeling of eternal abandonment, we find ourselves in sacred realms that transform despair into profound awakenings. The pain we feel deep inside us seeks to break down the barriers we've created to temporarily forget our unbreakable connection with the infinite. Understanding the true essence of our being can help us break free from our illusions of separation and find a sense of belonging in the vastness of existence. It is natural for loneliness to feel overwhelming when we experience difficult times in our lives. However, this feeling can actually be a sign of personal growth and spiritual awakening. Every time we experience isolation, it helps us uncover the layers that hide our understanding of the limitless energy that gave rise to our consciousness. Connecting our individual sparks back into the infinite wellspring of creation is a heroic triumph that brings a sense of unity. Every tear shed in moments of deep loneliness creates beautiful connections that lead us towards unity and redemption. Similarly, our experiences of feeling completely abandoned pave the way for us to become heroes and merge with the greater whole. As we uncover deeper layers of vulnerability after being abandoned, our perception becomes more attuned to the eternal beauty that fills every apparent void with everlasting joy during our transformative rebirths. We are constantly involved in guiding our journey toward completeness, rather than being on our own. These experiences of solitude may demand that we let go of anything that shields our understanding from the complete transformation. However, the process of exploring the unknown can lead us to rediscover our deep connection to the world and find a sense of belonging that is always there, patiently waiting for us to embrace it. In the realm of profound disconnection, our souls find solace in the unity and love that flows through every aspect of the universe. No heart will remain trapped forever in the dark depths of isolation. No matter how overwhelming our experiences in these somber chambers may be, if we have faith in the choreography that guides these gateways of separation with divine precision, our perseverance will eventually bring us knowledge that every moment spent in isolated solitude holds deep spiritual significance, leading us towards a state of non-dual mastery. Those who embark on this profound journey often come back as wise guides, shedding light on the interconnectedness of the universe for those still searching for meaning. These challenging trials of isolation symbolize the important task of rediscovering our heroic consciousness. They remind us that feelings of disconnection and alienation are just illusions created by awakened souls who strive to connect with their eternal source of happiness. We receive significant support from cosmic teams as we undergo transformative changes that allow us to define ourselves beyond the limitations that once confined our love. Every moment of isolation's sting challenges our unshakable faith in the infinite love that sustains us. However, these moments also serve as a reminder to stay spiritually vigilant and preserve our transcendent perspective during these intense times. These dark nights represent significant moments in our journey, where we let go of illusions and embrace our true selves. We realize that we are always connected to the sacred union that exists in every aspect of our eternal existence. At our most vulnerable moments, we reach a crucial spiritual milestone that allows us to fully embrace our eternal essence. The idea of being separate from the divine is actually a way for us to learn and grow, ultimately leading us to a profound sense of unity and completeness. To achieve complete unity and share the ultimate truth with everything that exists, our souls must first navigate through illusory dimensions of disunity. This process ensures that we become unwavering broadcast systems, making the connection simple and easy to understand. We are given moments of uncertainty to help us grow and overcome challenges. With bravery, we can break through the barriers of our own awareness and embrace the understanding that we are connected to the universal love that permeates everything. We can shine brightly as torchbearers of truth by remaining steadfast in our faith, even in the face of challenges and illusions of abandonment. When we conquer our final challenges, all fleeting feelings of being left behind vanish like mist. We all go through times when we feel completely alone and unsupported for expressing our true selves. However, if we remain steadfast and hopeful, even when faced with intense feelings of being alone, we can become beacons of light, showing that every sense of separation is actually an opportunity for personal growth and a deeper connection with the divine. Every tear shed and every heartbeat echoes the ache of loneliness, as grief flows through the barriers we've built around ourselves. These barriers shield us from the vast understanding that our perceived isolation is merely an illusion, guiding us towards the profound realization of our interconnectedness. Our dark nights may seem overwhelming, but we are never truly alone. Angelic beings are always by our side, offering comfort and reminding us that we belong, no matter how challenging our journey may be. As we explore the complex world of spirituality, we are guided by benevolent forces towards deep realizations of our eternal connection to the loving energy that sustains the universe. Soon, every apparent disconnect becomes clear as we realize that we are all interconnected pieces, each with our own unique identities, working towards the ultimate goal of reuniting with our true selves and transcending this dream-like existence. Despite the challenges of loneliness, we can find solace in these subtle realms that allow us to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our connection to the universe. In these realms, we can experience a higher level of perception, emotion, and embrace the unwavering truth that we are always part of something greater. On these distant shores of spiritual freedom, we effortlessly release any remaining barriers that hide the limitless brightness of connection, where loneliness fades away into a comforting embrace. That's the important task, hidden within every feeling of isolation we bravely go through before starting each new phase of eternal existence. We can fully understand and embrace the concept of apparent separation, and when it dissolves, we can awaken to our true nature as interconnected beings within the vastness of the universe. Every tear shed in utter abandonment's name holds the seeds of unshakable certainty that we are connected to the love that permeates all realms of isolation. Final lesson: finding hope. The path to turning despair into victory demands great courage, resilience, and faith. There may be times when hope seems completely lost, and it can be very tempting to give in to cynicism's hold. These lessons are designed to be clear and straightforward, serving as a source of inspiration to help you find the strength within yourself to persevere. It's important to always keep in mind that you have support. It may feel like you're going through a tough time, but there are unseen forces working to help you grow and find fulfillment. Be patient during these challenging initiations as they help you let go of self-limiting beliefs and habits that are holding you back from your transformation. Regardless of how challenging your situation may seem, always hold on to your faith and hope. You have the ability to defy narratives of defeat and continue to imagine the brightness that lies beyond the current gloom. Those who consistently maintain their hope through prayer and devotional commitment will find themselves empowered with strength that surpasses their personal limitations. Every setback and rock-bottom moment, although extremely painful, helps you become a wiser and more resilient version of yourself. You are able to overcome obstacles that once seemed impossible to conquer. Keep pushing through the challenges that shape you, as they strengthen your spirit and prepare you for ultimate success. Stay grounded in the belief that your life has profound significance, even when its beauty feels elusive. The journey ahead may not be without challenges, but rest assured that you possess the essence of the most skilled spiritual warriors as you embark on this path. Every challenge you face is a chance to strengthen your belief in yourself and your ability to overcome obstacles on your path to success. When you're feeling unmotivated, turn to these sources for a boost of energy and inspiration to keep you going. If you stay determined and never give up, you will come out on top, gaining wisdom, joy, and abilities beyond your imagination. The journey is challenging but meaningful as it transforms you into a guiding light that can inspire others who are still struggling in the shadows. When you're feeling down, come back to these teachings as reminders of the timeless truths that have helped countless heroes and heroines turn their struggles into victories. You can also find inspiration from those who have overcome challenges and emerged as beacons of hope. Stay resilient in the face of life's difficulties and continue to cultivate your own heroic legacy. Go ahead with confidence in your innate abilities to discover deeper significance beyond your current understanding of the world. Stay patient when it feels like a better life is out of reach. And above all, always hold on to your hope, as it has the power to guide you through even the darkest times and show you the way forward. Ultimately, people who hold on to hope and persevere through their challenges come to realize that they were never alone on their journey. Success is always within reach, waiting for your light to shine and overcome the darkness.